Welcome to the Chamber Exchange TV show. My name is Kate LaBeltic, and I am the Vice President of Marketing and Communications for the Worcester Regional Chamber of Commerce. I'm sitting in today for Tim Murray as your host. For viewers out there, we are here to give you information about economic development and things going on in the community and things that we think you should know about. And I'm very excited to be joined today by Grace Elton. Grace is the CEO of the New England Botanic Garden at Tower Hill. Grace, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
So Grace, before we launch into all the amazing things happening at Tower Hill, can you talk a little bit about the name change and the rebranding of Tower Hill?
Absolutely. This is brand new. We just changed our name in April to start our fiscal year and to kick off spring. We were really excited to still represent our region and the hill that we've been on for about 35 years, Tower Hill. But we really wanted to put our stake in the ground as more of a regional resource. So we did a lot of research. We talked to all of our visitors. We talked to our membership, especially in our board of directors, and we settled on New England Botanic Garden at Tower Hill. We wanted to honor our history by keeping the at Tower Hill because that still is our physical location, but also really showcase that we are not just a resource for Central Massachusetts, that we really do have a lot to provide for the whole region. I think that it'll bring a lot of people in and have a lot more people notice us, and they'll say, "Oh, what's New England Botanic Garden?" So I think we'll be drawing people from farther afield, and that'll also benefit the whole region, because there's a lot to explore in Central Massachusetts.
Mm-hmm. And so for those of us who accidentally still call it Tower Hill, that's okay. We're not going to be
That's okay.
corrected.
That's okay. There's no logo police or name police that are going to come and get you. Okay. And actually that's why we left Tower Hill in the name, because we wanted to honor our history. Mm-hmm. It's a place that has been a farm for hundreds of years, and it was actually the hill where they had a survey tower to use when they surveyed for the Wachusett Reservoir. So there is a little bit of history with the Tower Hill name, but not a lot of people know why it was Tower Hill. Mm-hmm. And also it honors, for a long time after that, it was called Tower Hill Farm. So we wanted to keep that little piece of the name, and it is totally fine if you still call us Tower Hill.
Awesome. Well, good to know. So summer seems like the perfect time to visit the garden. What can visitors expect to see when they go there, and what they're going to experience?
Gosh, well, we're a garden, so we are constantly changing. So I recommend to come a lot, come often, come every day if you want. I'm lucky I get to go there every day because my office is in paradise basically. Mm-hmm. And especially in the spring and the summertime, there are new things blooming every week. And so right now we've got tons and tons of pollinator plants, especially, that are blooming. I'm thinking about our meadows, our formal gardens, and even our woodlands. There's a lot in bloom right now. So just coming to see the changing plant displays is always top of my list of why people should come to visit. But also we have a lot of wonderful classes that you can come and explore a little bit deeper into our garden. So you can take a class where you're going to learn more about horticulture and hands-on horticulture, gardening, floral design, botanical illustration, those kind of things. But also, I really like that people use our garden for health and wellness. So we have yoga and Tai Chi and forest bathing and some really interesting classes like that to let you kind of work on your mental health and your physical health in our garden. We offer classes from youth to adults, and there are many drop-in programs that we have going on, as well as things like summer camps and school programs during the school year as well.
Awesome. Yeah. Awesome. So just to go back a minute, because you said yoga, Tai Chi, those are things I've heard of. Forest bathing for the viewers. Yeah. What is that?
That's really, it's a new way to me to really engage with the woodland part of our garden, mostly. But we also do forest bathing in our conservatory as well. But basically it's like a meditative walk through the gardens. It's led by an instructor, and we have a wonderful instructor, Nadine Mazzola, who teaches you how to kind of have a meditative experience with nature, and you'll take a nature walk, but then you'll also stop and do some breathing exercises and do some meditation. And we even actually offer forest bathing with your dog. So So it's funny, my husband and I do lots of hiking with our dog and our baby. And we're like, I think we do this already. I think we're forest bathers because we kind of like commune with nature when we're out there, you know. But if you need a little instruction, definitely sign up for one of the forest bathing classes.
Nice.
You leave your clothes on. There's no soap and water involved.
Okay,
it's
good.
a dry
This is a
experience.
family show.
Yes,
so,
exactly.
Good. So just for a little bit for the calendar, your calendar year, it's summer now, going into the fall, into the winter. I know that you do that beautiful display in the winter. Kind of give us like a look at what the educational events are for, going forward for the next few months.
Well, we've got both like hardcore education where you're sitting in a class and you're learning, but there's a lot of like passive education because we don't want to scare people away by saying this is a class and you're going to learn something. We kind of want to sneak in the education. So we do things in the garden where you can drop in, if you're, for our youth especially, you can drop in and play, but you're learning a nature-based activity or you're doing a nature-based art program. So for the summer right now, we have a brand new garden that just opened up. It's aimed towards kids and their families, but really it's a beautiful addition to our garden that all ages and all types of family groups can really enjoy, whether you're bringing a kid with you or not. And it's called the Ramble. So in the Ramble, we have a lot of activities where you can, it's kind of like playground type activities, but with nature-based structures. So it's not a playground, it's a nature play area, basically. And there's an area where you can like climb under a tunnel that's made of woven sticks. You can stack rocks. Visitors were already making cairns on our site. They would find rocks, they'd stack them up, they'd kind of like make their mark in the garden. So we said, well, let's get a bunch of really cool rocks and put them in an area and have some structures that can start the building process. And people are just having so much fun building with the rocks. We also have a wonderful amphitheater in this area and a picnic pavilion. And you are allowed to bring your own picnic to the garden, just no alcohol. You have to buy that from us.
Okay.
So,
good to know.
Yeah. But it's a great space where all summer long, every day, we're going to have drop-in activities there, and you can check our website nebg.org to get the full program lineup of what you can expect each day. But there's things like art and story time and some of those nature-based activities that I was talking about earlier. So that's happening in the Ramble. And we also have an art exhibit going on. It's land art by Gary Smith. It's called Uprooted. And there are a dozen sculptures all over the garden. We're going to get you out into areas where you may not have visited before, like the edge of our meadow and down into our woodlands and out into our wildlife pond. And he's used materials that were found on site, and he's done things like explore all of the elements with different rings, and where he would like weave picture like a giant wreath like 8 feet across, filled with something interesting in between, hanging up in the air or floating on the pond or out in our meadow. So those are just some of the things that he's created. So it's really fun. You have to really explore the garden to find each of the pieces. And then it's also accompanied by some of his large-scale painting projects, which are down our Milton Gallery, which is our main hallway in the visitor center.
Oh, that's really
So that's a lot of fun.
So someone can buy a ticket for admission for Tower Hill and really spend the whole day there, make it a whole experience, and there's so much to do. It's an absolutely beautiful facility. So is there anything else that you think we should know about, when we start to plan our trip to Tower Hill this summer or fall?
Well, first of all, we are almost done with a big construction project that included the Ramble, which opened in April. So Ramble's all done, and it's welcoming thousands of visitors already. But also, we doubled the size of our parking lot. So before, some visitors may have remembered, especially before COVID, we were so popular that on a normal Tuesday when the daffodils were blooming, we would have to close the gates because there was nowhere to park. Now we have 500 parking spaces. You will have a spot, and we constructed them to be parking gardens, not just parking lots. So it's a beautiful plant display, and we have a number of rain gardens out in the parking lot. So your experience starts before you even come in the front door to learn about plants and to enjoy the landscape. So there's plenty of parking now. Also, we have a fabulous cafe called Farmer in the Fork, so make sure you plan time to spend to spend your lunch hour with us. And also we have a wonderful gift shop that's actually just expanded, especially with our children's offerings too. So we've got a lot of really great gifts. I love it. I have a gift store at work, so if I ever need a birthday present or something for a family member, I just go down the hallway and I find the most unique gifts.
Yeah.
So,
I've always, you can spend hours in that gift shop. It's
Yeah.
absolutely beautiful. Well, Grace, thank you so much for joining us today. I can't wait to make it up to Tower Hill. It's always been a highlight of my summer and fall. I love, the fall up there. So thank you so much for joining us. I hope you come back. And thank you. Thank you to our sponsor, Bank Hometown, and we will be right back.
These days, you've got your hands full in life. That's why we help you bank simply and securely with tools like Face ID and Touch ID. It's why we make it easy to make purchases on the go and get cash back while you're at it. Why we help you quickly deposit checks wherever you are. And it's why we lend a hand with sending and receiving money right from your phone. So even when you're on the move, you can manage your finances. Bank Hometown. Unlock your potential.